Welcome to my channel, Most Worth Coins WC, where history lives in your hands. If you're passionate about rare coins, vintage currency, and the fascinating stories behind them, you're in the right place. Don't forget to watch the full video, share it with your fellow collectors, and subscribe to stay updated with more valuable content every week. So, let's get started. The 1908 $10 Indian head gold eagle occupies a very important place in U.S. numismatic history. At its core, it is a coin struck in gold with a face value of $10, but its significance extends far beyond its denomination. In the early 1900s, President Theodore Roosevelt felt that U.S. coinage had become stagnant, uninspired, and lacking in artistic merit. He wanted American coins to rival the beauty of ancient Greek and Roman pieces, so he enlisted the sculptor Augustus St. Gaudens to redesign the nation's gold coinage. St. Gaudens created two masterpieces, the double eagle, $20 gold piece, and the eagle, $10 gold piece. The $10 gold coin of 1908 marks the first official year of the new design, and it replaced the older Liberty Head eagle, which had been in circulation since 1838. The design itself is remarkable. On the obverse, front side, instead of using a traditional Greco-Roman allegorical figure, St. Gaudens chose to depict Lady Liberty wearing a Native American war bonnet. This design was unconventional because war bonnets were never historically worn by women, yet the fusion of liberty and Native American imagery symbolized both freedom and America's unique cultural identity. Around Liberty's head are 13 stars, representing the original 13 colonies, and above is the word Liberty. At the bottom is the date, 1908. The portrait is bold, dignified, and full of artistic strength, capturing Roosevelt's desire for a coin that looked powerful and different from anything else in circulation at the time. The reverse, back, side features a majestic standing eagle, perched confidently on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch. The arrows symbolize strength and preparedness for war, while the olive branch stands for peace. Together, they reflect the United States' dual posture of defense and diplomacy. Above the eagle's head is the national motto, E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one, a phrase that embodies the union of the states into one nation. Around the rim is the legend United States of America and the denomination $10. The balance of strength, simplicity, and symbolism in this design made it one of the most admired coins of its era. A very important historical note about the 1908 issue is that it came in two distinct varieties, those with the motto, "In God We Trust" on the reverse, and those without it. Theodore Roosevelt personally disliked the use of the motto on coins, believing it was a trivial or even blasphemous use of God's name in everyday commerce. As a result, the very first 1908 Indian head eagles were struck without the motto. However, public and political outcry soon forced the mint to add "In God We Trust" to the reverse design later in 1908. Because of this, collectors recognized two separate types for the 1908 year, no motto and with motto, each with its own numismatic interest. In terms of specifications, the 1908 Indian head eagle was struck in 90% gold and 10% copper, which was the standard alloy for U.S. gold coins at the time. It weighed 16.718 grams, about 0.5375 troy ounces, and had a diameter of 27 millimeters. The gold content itself amounted to nearly half an ounce of pure gold, which even at the time was a very significant sum of money. The edge of the coin was not reeded, but rather featured 46 raised stars, one for each state in the Union in 1908. This edge lettering was another unique artistic element of the design. When these coins entered circulation, they were both admired and controversial. Collectors and critics praised their artistic brilliance. Yet some bankers and ordinary citizens found the new designs odd or impractical. The raised elements of the coin made them wear differently than previous issues, and the lack of a traditional, rim led to complaints about durability in commerce. Despite these concerns, the Indian head eagle remained in production from 1907 until 1933, when the U.S. abandoned the gold standard during the Great Depression. The historical backdrop of 1908 adds more depth to this coin. This was a period when the United States was emerging as a global power. Roosevelt, a president known for his energetic reforms, conservation efforts, and belief in American exceptionalism, wanted coinage that reflected the nation's vitality. The Indian head design, combining classical liberty with Native American symbolism and a bold eagle on the reverse, reflected Roosevelt's vision of a proud and independent America. For collectors today, the 1908 $10 Indian head eagle is a highly desirable coin. Its value depends on the variety, motto versus no motto, the mint mark, Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D or San Francisco S, and its condition. Common circulated examples are usually worth more than their gold content alone, while high-grade specimens certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC can bring thousands of dollars at auction. Proof versions of 1908 also exist and are exceedingly rare, struck with special care for collectors. Ultimately, the 1908 Indian head eagle is not just a piece of gold. It is a statement of Roosevelt's artistic vision, St. Gaudens's genius, and America's identity at the dawn of the 20th century. Its blend of classical inspiration, Native American symbolism, national mottos, and historical controversies make it one of the richest and most interesting coins in U.S. history. Each time a collector holds one of these pieces, they are holding more than just bullion value. They are holding a slice of American art, politics, and cultural heritage from over a century ago. The 1907 Indian head eagle is a $10 gold piece struck by the United States Mint at the very dawn of the 20th century. At its face value, it represented 10 US dollars, but in reality, it was a gold coin of enormous intrinsic and artistic value, containing nearly half an ounce of fine gold, precisely 0.48375 troy ounces of pure gold within a 16.718-gram coin of 90% gold and 10% copper alloy. Its introduction came after decades of circulation of the Liberty Head Eagle, 1838-1907, a design by Christian Gobrecht that, while serviceable, lacked the artistic drama and bold national symbolism that President Theodore Roosevelt desired. Roosevelt, inspired by the ancient Greek coins he had admired in museums, launched a personal mission to transform American coins into miniature works of art. He approached Augustus St. Gaudens, America's most celebrated sculptor of the time, to bring this vision to life. The collaboration between Roosevelt and St. Gaudens culminated in two masterpieces, the $20 double eagle and the $10 eagle, the latter first struck in 1907. The obverse front of the 1907 coin is breathtaking in its originality. Instead of a conventional Greco-Roman liberty, St. Gaudens boldly merged liberty with Native American iconography by showing her wearing a feathered war bonnet. This was highly unconventional. In fact, a female figure in a male war headdress had no precedent in either Native American or European artistic traditions. Yet the imagery was powerful, fusing the concept of liberty with the distinctly American symbol of the indigenous warrior, thereby creating a uniquely nationalistic emblem. Around her head are 13 stars, signifying the original colonies, while across her headdress is inscribed the word liberty. Below the portrait sits the date, 1907, firmly grounding the design in the first year of its striking. The effect of this design was one of strength, boldness, and modernity, exactly what Roosevelt had envisioned. The reverse, backside, is equally majestic. It features a standing eagle, perched proudly upon a bundle of arrows entwined with an olive branch. This imagery symbolizes the United States' dual capacity, strength and readiness for war, arrows, alongside a desire for peace, olive branch. Above the eagle is the Latin motto, A pluribus unum, out of many one, which reflects the unity of the states under a single federal nation. Encircling the reverse are the inscriptions United States of America, and the denomination, $10. In the 1907 version, a critical detail is missing, the motto, "In God We Trust." This omission was deliberate, for Roosevelt personally opposed the use of God's name on coinage, believing it diminished religious reverence by placing it on money that changed hands in everyday commerce. Therefore, the 1907 coins were struck. Without the motto, a fact that later generated public controversy and eventually led to its reinstatement on the coin in 1908. The edge of the coin is another distinctive feature. Instead of the typical reeded or smooth edge seen on many coins, the 1907 $10 gold eagle displays a series of raised stars, one for each U.S. state in the Union at that time. There were 46 stars in 1907. This was part of St. Gaudens's artistic innovation, adding further symbolic richness to the piece. The stars were not merely decorative, they formed part of the coin's message, emphasizing the strength and expansion of the Union at the beginning of the 20th century. From a historical and production standpoint, the 1907 issue is deeply fascinating. It was the first year of issue for the Indian head eagle, and thus it represents the birth of this new design. Unlike the $20 double eagle of the same year, which went through multiple experimental ultra-high relief and high relief varieties, the $10 eagle did not have those same extremely rare prototypes. Instead, it was struck directly in circulation-ready form, though St. Gaudens's original vision had to be slightly modified to accommodate practical striking limitations at the mint. For instance, details such as the relief of the portrait and feathers were reduced to ensure coins could be produced efficiently in larger numbers. The 1907 mintage was confined entirely to the Philadelphia Mint, so no mint mark appears on these coins. Approximately 239,406 pieces were struck in 1907, making them relatively available compared to ultra-rare trial issues, but still highly prized as the inaugural year of this celebrated design. The reception of the 1907 Indian head eagle was mixed but dramatic. Art critics, artists, and Roosevelt himself praised the design as a bold and beautiful departure from tradition, a coin that finally embodied artistic greatness on par with European classical coins. However, bankers, merchants, and some members of the public criticized it. The unusual depiction of liberty, the omission of "In God We Trust," and the unconventional edge all raised questions. Still, despite these debates, the coin entered circulation and quickly became a symbol of Roosevelt's vision for a new America, one unafraid to innovate in art and culture. From a numismatic perspective, the 1907 Indian head eagle remains a cornerstone of any serious U.S. gold coin collection. Its status as the first year of the design, its Roosevelt-St. Gaudens connection, and its association with the great American coinage renaissance give it unmatched historical weight. Today, collectors highly value the coin not only for its nearly half-ounce of gold content, but also for its symbolism and artistry. A circulated example is usually worth significantly above its bullion value, while high-grade uncirculated examples certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC can command many thousands of dollars at auction. Proof examples of 1907 also exist, but are extremely scarce and highly coveted, often regarded as some of the finest proofs of the entire series. In the broader sweep of American history, the 1907 $10 gold eagle stands as both art and artifact. It embodies Roosevelt's belief that a nation's coinage should represent its greatness, not merely its economy. It shows St. Gaudens's genius in creating an image that was at once bold, controversial, and timeless. It also reflects the tensions of its age, debates over religion in public life, over art versus practicality, and over how to represent America's national identity. To hold a 1907 Indian head eagle is to hold a piece of that history, a gleaming heavy gold coin that marked the dawn of a new era in American money and remains to this day one of the most admired creations of the U.S. Mint.